Hey everybody, Sexy Matt the Pharaoh Wizard here along with my buddy Doug-a-lious.
Hey there.
And welcome to another episode of Raiders of the Lost Comic Book Movie. So if you haven't seen one of these before, in my long time as a pirating nerd, I've come across quite a few oddities that are comic book movies that the world tries to forget. And I'm going to dig them up and show everybody. Good times. So we got our wizard's hat full of movies. Doug, pull a movie.
Pull the movie out of the wizard sleeve.
What do we got?
Oh, I got two.
Witchblade.
I'll say you got shitty handwriting.
That's terrible handwriting.
That looks like Witten Clade.
So Witchblade actually they had a full season on TNT back in the early 2000s, and the first episode was like an hour and a half long movie.
Okay.
So let's check out Witchblade.
All right.
And we'll be back. Alright, we are back, and we just watched the first episode of Witchblade, which kind of serves as an hour and a half movie, kind of pilot. What was the plot of it, Doug?
It was an origin story, the first one. It was the first episode, so it was like an origin story, but like the plot is like your generic like detective plot where like your partner dies and so she seeks revenge. But I remember like when this came out and I didn't watch it, and I'm really glad that I didn't.
It's real.
I didn't watch it.
This one's really bad if you haven't seen it. It came out in 2001, so me and Doug were in high school. I didn't know that it came out when it did. I found out in college when I had a girlfriend, which, yeah, I had a girlfriend at one point. She was super into Witchblade and found out there was a show, so we kind of started watching it, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's not funny bad either. We were kind of talking, like, everything in the 2000s was just depressing. Like, we were just bummed about everything for whatever in the early 2000s.
Yeah, it was funny because it seemed like it should have been like a grunge like era kind of thing.
Yeah,
you
a
know?
little bit.
Yeah, it just was terrible.
So, I don't know how much it follows the comic. I'm not super into the comic, but the general plot of Witchblade is she has a powerful Witchblade that's been passed down through warrior women through time, like Cleopatra and Joan of Arc.
What I want to know is like, how did Joan of Arc get burned at the stake if she like had the Witchblade? Like,
right?
Did she lose it somehow? Like forgot it at home one day and then like, got captured?
That is not explained at all.
Well, kind of, because she couldn't take it off, so I don't know how she
Yeah.
would have lost it. There's maybe some more backstory to that, but yeah, there were some funny parts like that I remember, like can relate to, like at one point, the Jake McCarthy or whatever, who's like your Mark McGrath lookalike,
right?
Like every '90s show had.
Yep.
And at one point he says rockon.com, and I totally remember that.
Rockon.com.
That was a thing for
That
you
was a
kids.
thing,
You
yeah.
don't remember? We used to be like suckmydick.org.
Yeah, I heard we had to actually rewind it because we were like, holy shit, did he actually say that? I forgot all about that.
Oh yeah, that was bad. So Jake McCarthy is like a new guy to the force. He used to be a surfer, and apparently when you stop being a surfer, you become a detective, because that's totally the logical path.
And get recognized by like your partner in New York. Like she sees a poster of him and like, oh, you're the, Jake McCarty.
Which
I didn't know you were the Jake McCarty.
Yeah.
Jake McCarthy, the surfing champ. That explains a nice place.
Yeah, no one knows fucking surfers. Name one goddamn surfer.
Especially like in New York. Like, you think people in New York give a shit about surfers in California?
Right?
I mean, maybe you do. I don't live in New York.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I mean, I don't know. If you're from New York, maybe you're into surfers. I don't know. What are you gonna do? Surf in the Hudson with like hypodermic needles and shit.
So there was her original partner that died, who we're pretty sure was Liu Kang in the Mortal Kombat movies.
It didn't come up. I don't think he actually was.
I don't know. He was Liu Kang, did a bunch of Mortal Kombat voices, though.
Yeah, he did,
Kung Lao.
Kung Lao, yeah. He did Kung Lao's voice in Mortal Kombat 10.
And he's just pretty generic. There's really nothing special about him. He does come back as a ghost, though, after he dies.
And then, like, 15 years later, he dies at a dam in San Andreas.
Yeah.
In that movie. So, you know, he died twice. I don't know.
So there was kind of the side characters. There was the one cool guy, I guess, kind of, named Nottingham. He's kind of the henchman for this weird, like, rich guy. And he goes into a bar and kicks some ass, and it's the only good scene in the entire
and, like,
thing.
one of the guys thinks, like... thinks he's gonna stop him by like shooting a cue ball at him, like off the pool table, and like he just catches it and then throws it at some other dude's noggin and like knocks him out. Like, craters his face in with a cue ball. Like, yeah, what was that first guy thinking? You just gave him like ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this guy.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's talk about Sara Pezzini, the main character of Witchblade. What did you think of her? I don't know the actress's name. I'll put it right here real quick.
Yeah. I couldn't remember her for much, except for the mother...
she's Motherfucker's mom in
Kick-Ass.
Kick-Ass 1 and 2.
And yeah, I really couldn't remember her from anything else. But I thought she wasn't a very good Witchblade because she like puts off a like totally like 180 vibe that she would have.
Yeah.
You know.
I can see what you're saying.
And she doesn't wear the sexy outfits.
Yeah, she doesn't look like the Witchblade, but I don't think they could do that on TNT. But
they only do dramas on TNT.
That's your place for dramas.
Yeah, we know dramas.
They know drama.
TNT.
Now it doesn't come up much in this in the pilot, but eventually in the show, because I have watched about halfway through the season and then gave up because it got really shitty. Like it wasn't ever really good, but it got even worse.
I never even watched it.
But
I remember it coming out, and I remember the ads for it, and I was just like, no, I'm tired of TV made.
This was pretty much right around X-Men time. Yeah, the first X-Men.
Yeah.
So like they were just coming back after the death of comic book movies, and yeah, this one. But later in the seasons, they kind of act like she's this ultra sexy, like everyone's trying to bang her kind of thing. They got to recast if they're going that route.
Yeah, she has like really huge, like prominent eyebrows. I'm not like an eyebrow guy, so like, I didn't like those. Every time they moved, they just look like two caterpillars. Yeah.
And then she's
trying to get away from her face.
And she's very dull. I don't know if it's just the director, the dialogue, but everyone's just very dull in this. It's very boring. Like we checked multiple times, like how much time we got left on this piece of shit?
I think we watched like 5 times. We even took breaks and everything too. Yeah. Like, Matt goes, it's gonna be like an hour and a half, and I was like, oh cool, so there'll be like half an hour worth of commercials, so it'll be an hour. And he's like, oh no, commercials are all cut out. I was like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't like a goof at movie either. Like there's not much to like rip on it or anything. It's just dull.
Yeah.
It's incredibly boring.
I found myself looking for excuses to like pause the movie to take a break. The show.
Just to get away from it, yeah. You can kind of call it a movie. It's an hour and a half. line. But yeah, and the computer graphics that they did use really weren't there. They look shitty.
Some stop motion.
There's some stop motion when her glove comes out.
Yeah.
It's not good. So being that it was a pilot, Doug, did this excite you to watch the rest of the episodes?
Not at all. I'm actually kind of pissed I watched the whole movie.
Yeah, this is not good. Not recommended, like, for anything. Just avoid it.
Yeah.
The only novelty is it's one of those rare times that it's not a Marvel or DC property. And far as I know, it's the only live-action Top Cow thing that's ever been made. But yeah, I mean, usually, like, you got your Hellboy, your Spawn, your Ninja Turtles, and your, like, MIB as kind of your alternate comic heads. But so it is kind of rare that it's not Marvel or DC, so it's got that sort of going for it, but it's not helping the case that you should see anything outside Marvel or DC.
Like, yeah, it's kind of outside the box, but it's so far that you just don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely trying to be an NYPD Blue. Like, it's definitely focused a lot on crime rather than
it's
any
like
supernatural things.
Yeah, it's like a really shitty version of Law and Order without without
Ice-T.
Yeah, without Ice-T and with like some actors with a sword.
Yeah.
Like half the time. She didn't even put like the full armor on, didn't even do the whole. I mean, there was kind of like a scene where it was like in and out, but you couldn't tell if it was just like a.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is in the comic or not, but full armor in the show is like literally like a full set of armor. Where pretty sure in the comics, at least from the covers, when she goes full armor, it's not full armor picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, would not recommend this. It's awful. Just forget you saw it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Heed our warnings. Do not watch Witchblade unless it's the anime one, which I hear is pretty alright. But
yeah, and if you
live
do,
action,
don't get pissed because we told you so.
Yeah, we told you
we
not to
told
watch
you
it.
not to watch it. And yeah,
if you are a sadist, I think you can get the seasons on Netflix. Not streamable. You have to have them like shipped to you
for good reason.
Yeah,
It takes
They
a
don't
little bit
wanna
longer
throw
to
that
get
on
to
there.
it. Yeah, they don't want to take up precious data
yeah.
space.
So if you are a sadist, there is ways to see it, but just don't see this. It sucks. So that was another episode of Raiders of the Lost Comic Book Movie. Join us next time, I guess. Yeah.